on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield. Live from Harpo's, the Missouri Bar and Grill. This is Tiger Talk.
Ball fake. Now here comes a three off the bounce. Bang! He splashed it home.
Now, here's your host, the voice of the Tigers, Mike Kelly.
Hey, good evening and welcome to the show from a staple in downtown Columbia. It's called Harpo's. Around since 1971, the new home to Tiger Talk for men's and women's basketball throughout the basketball season. I'm Mike Kelly. Coach Dennis Gates is alongside. Coach is with us tonight for the first three segments of the show. We'll introduce you to the former Tiger who we tried to connect with last week. Billy Roundtree is in the house. At one point in time, the state's all-time leading scorer in high school basketball. So we'll hear from the former Tiger coming up. Also, Mark Mitchell will be here. Don't know if you know this. Mark Mitchell's got a new partnership with Schnucks. You might get some chips tonight, and you didn't even realize that when you walked in tonight. So we'll visit with Mark Mitchell coming up and close the show a little bit later on as we'll visit with Mark Mitchell for a couple of segments tonight. So that's coming up tonight here on Tiger Talk. Tigers coming off of the loss on the road at Texas last night. Missouri, before a terrific house last Saturday, knocked off the Arkansas Razorbacks to remain unbeaten at home at Mizzou Arena. So terrific job by everybody. Another sold-out crowd. Students there in force. And so it was a terrific environment. We'll talk about that game as well. Coming up on Saturday, Missouri home against nationally ranked Ole Miss. Tickets available, about 500 or so. Go online to get yours at mutigers.com. We want to see another sellout at Mizzou Arena. With that, let's bring into the conversation Mizzou head coach Dennis Gates. His team coming off of the loss on the road at Texas last night. Season low 51 points, or 53 points in the game as Missouri loses the game. Fourth time that you've lost, four-game winning streak comes to an end. Just your thoughts. Yeah. Recap it for us.
Well, first, my credit to our guys. We played a heck of a defensive game. But as it relates to that score, I don't think I've ever been a part of a first 10-minute of a game score that looked like a tough and difficult football game with 2 field goals and an extra point or a safety. I had no clue of a game that existed like such. But while the paint was drying, I would say we got some type of rhythm, was able to get to the free throw line, were able to ignite some offense with our defense. But both teams definitely, from a percentage standpoint, 2-point field goal percentage, 3-point field goal percentage, as well as field goal percentage, didn't do a great job. But Texas prevailed.
When you're going through like a situation like that with the team and shots aren't falling, and from a head coach's standpoint, as you said, you don't remember being through anything like that. What are you doing on the sidelines? What are you doing in huddles just to try to keep your team engaged and letting them know it's still, a lot of time, 36 minutes to go here, another half to play? What are you doing from that standpoint?
Well, it's not only what I was doing, but our players. Everybody's in positive mindset. We're igniting each other, doing the necessary things. We were adhering to the game plan. But as it relates to around the basket, we didn't get a ton of shooting fouls in that first 10 minutes. And sometimes when you're on the road, the difference of that, now we caught up to shoot about 27 to 30 free throws. That was a three-point difference of the free throw line. But our guys did a great job of fighting through and the adversity, creating opportunities that we created. But it was just one of those juggernaut games that exists every once in a while where you see two teams just nip-tuck playing a game of tug-of-war, and that's just what it was.
Some of the numbers that stand out, we talked about a season-low points in the first half, 4 for 20 from 3 in the game, and you gave up 14 offensive rebounds in the game.
Absolutely. So our offensive rebounding, they ended up getting 20 points off of second chance, and that was where the game, I think, got into their favor. Early on, the only field goals that they had was an offensive rebound and then a throw-out 3 by Pope. And those shots are sometimes daggers. And we had the ball in our hands in certain situations. The bounce just didn't go our way, whether it was a loose ball, whether it was a offensive rebound like you mentioned. But they did a great job from the perspective of just making sure that they didn't get into the transition. They didn't give us many transition baskets. We didn't give them many transition baskets. And ultimately, the offensive rebounding is what allowed them to separate themselves.
First game you've had this season, though, that, at times you can have one guy that has an off night, right? Maybe you have two, but you look at the numbers last night. Trent Pierce, 3 for 8. Mark Mitchell, 1 for 7. Anthony Robinson, 2 for 7. Bates, 4 for 8.
Yeah.
Caleb Grill, 1 for 6. Yeah. Multiple guys struggled shooting the ball.
Well, I look at it this way. I try not to put the pressure on our guys from that perspective, and I talk to them more so of make sure their percentages are the same. And we were able to do that, right, defensively. So I try to focus and shift a little bit on the defensive side. But you can't win many games if you have guys on your team where we've always had one player out of become a leading scorer. Mm-hmm. Eight or nine different players becoming leading scorers this season, and just no one really caught rhythm in the right way. And that's ultimately what we got to get back to, just making sure that we're playing our style of basketball.
Yeah, the other thing that you like to talk to constantly is about the assist-to-turnover ratio. Yeah. And in that game, limited assists, only for the game, 6 assists on 15 baskets.
And that's what made me put T.O. Barrett in, because he ended up cracking the teeth of their defense, meaning getting paint touches, and he ended the half with 2 to 3 assists and 0 turnovers. And he ignited us a little bit differently from the standpoint of his aggressive drives and his dishes. Yeah, hit T.O. Barrett in, played good minutes last night. Absolutely. Marcus Allen once again playing good minutes for you. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Those guys did a good job. And when you see your freshmen continuing to grow, I wish I could have found Peyton Marshall some minutes, because I think he could have helped us. I watched film on the way back, and I looked at some things, and I really thought he could have given us a presence. And that's on me as a head coach. And ultimately, the difference in the ball game sometimes is just that one substitution at a timely fashion. You diving into film on the way home is a great segue to our next segment. We're going to get into our film study, in which we'll talk about the weak side box out on defense. But we're also going to talk to you about a little bit of insight on how the coach handles something like that in terms of looking at what just took place and then preparing for games that are about to come. That's all going to come your way here, coming up in our next segment. We're off and running on Tiger Talk from Harpo's, located in downtown Columbia, a staple in downtown since 1971, featuring a new food menu. Check out their daily specials and their expanded space to host your next event. This episode of Tiger Talk, along with other great content and episodes, available on the Inside Mizzou Sports podcast presented by Shelter Insurance. Make sure you subscribe today. Listen to the podcast from Brad Trinago and Matt Michaels. And we're back after this, not only on the Central Bank Tiger Network, but on Matrix Midwest. Back to Harpo's after this.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why our agents work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Isn't it time to check Shelter out? Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Dear winter, Toyota can't get enough of you. Because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. And that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the Svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/24.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
It's time to play Walk the Plank. True or false? Real wood floors can last hundreds of years. False. No, that's true. Laminates fumble fast. True or false? Homes with real wood floors sell much faster than homes with fake wood flooring. True. True or false? Bamboo's a good choice for flooring. True. False. Bamboo's a grass. Keep turf on the field, not on your floors. Visit choosewood.com for more truth about trees.
At MU Healthcare, believing anything is possible is how we treat every patient. It's how we find answers to medicine's most difficult questions, like uncovering new ways to help the body fight cancer, renewing hope for epilepsy patients, and stopping muscular dystrophy in its tracks. At MU Healthcare, we won't stop searching for answers, because when it comes to your health, we never settle. Neither should you.
We continue on Tiger Talk from Harpo's in downtown Columbia. Show your swagger with a Tiger checking card from Central Bank, the only place for Tiger checking. Open it today, www.centralbank.net. Billy Roundtree joins us at the bottom of the hour. Then we'll hear from Mark Mitchell for a couple of segments to close the show. Time now for our film breakdown with head coach Dennis Gates. We dive into video each and every week. This week we're talking a little bit about the weak side box out.
So weak side boxing, most people think it's the rebounding. So we're going on weak side formations defensively. So they have a wing ISO player, Trey Johnson, great freshman, unbelievable. And what we saw in his film as he get an inbound pass on the left side of the court, that the empty side allows him the space, whether he's going right or left, but just notice the gaps and the spacing that Texas has, and they allow him to operate and get to a line of scrimmage closer to the rim and get a middle fadeaway from a three-point line catch to a middle drive. We saw this repeatedly. You see him now on this Iverson cut, and you see everyone shifted over to give him space again, and all he sees is, basically opportunity. And we wanted to limit that. So when we are facing great players like this and they're in positions to create time of possession, they need multiple dribbles, and obviously they are tough shot makers, we go into our weak side formations. Now, weak side formations can look either in a triangle, box, or I. And that's kind of how I've developed this weak side system of my own. And it gives our guys a spot on the court to take over. So if you notice our first clip, and you'll see a driving opportunity right here that we stop. Now we're in neutral, and let's say one of the better lefties in our conference gets a catch. Okay. Now this situation allows us to put eyes on the basketball, making sure we're fronting the post, which Ant Robinson is doing. And on the weak side, what they're trying to create, and you see a box shape with our defenders. You got Marquez is at the elbow, Mark Mitchell. You obviously can see where we are in a low post as well, and Jacob Cruz is on that opposite block.
For Texas, you've got Shedrick at 6'11", down on the block, and Mark, the transfer from Arkansas, trying to enter it from the right wing.
Right. So what they tried to do is flash a guy and operate high-low. So Ant Robinson's job right now is to push his matchup disadvantage all the way close to the backboard to eliminate space for that over-the-top pass as they flash right there to the SEC. SEC pass gives you a high-low opportunity. Cruz delays, and now we're able to contest pass or shot without losing any type of ground or advantages where they are now scoring against us in that low block, and we were able to get stops. The second clip you'll see is actually, I believe this one is Trey Johnson in an ISO situation, but ultimately, no, Kaluma. Kaluma's in an ISO situation. And notice they don't have space. Now, Ant Robinson is in a matchup disadvantage because it's a simple size thing. Well, we have our perfect shape. And Mark Mitchell is cutting off the baseline while Trent Pierce is cutting and he's defending Mark Mitchell's guy. And we have Ant Robinson being able in the middle of a move to V-back switch, which does not give us any disadvantage defensively, and it creates a stop and a dead dribble by Kaluma. And we're now able to continue to defend. Now, the same box exists in this situation, so we did it twice in one possession, and that was our game plan to create sort of a mirage of help that did not allow them the angles that they are usually able to find with their great ISO players.
How much better is your team this year at understanding and executing that than a year ago?
Well, we work on it a ton.
Right.
And when you work on it, it becomes your base, but also it becomes a part of your scramble out situations that you kind of set up each drill with. So if we start a man-to-man half-court drill, we want to start in our formations and then on ready, set, go, sprint out from there, find a man, create something chaotic, and now they have to sift through whether it's verbal, nonverbal communication to now get back to neutral 5-on-5 basketball.
Game gets over last night. You begin the debrief with your coaches inside the locker room before we even leave the arena. Take us through that a little bit.
Well, soon as the game is over, before we leave the court, I personally want to talk to our team. So that gives them some type of governance, and when they get in that locker room, talk to themselves, and it kind of guides them to where their mind should be going and what they should be thinking. A lot of games are lost and won in halftime and post-game meetings with your team. Mm-hmm. So what I wanted to do is give that a part of it, and our guys did a great job going through each factor, and they came to it on their own. As a staff, I want to get to our staff to make sure they're looking at certain things in a debrief, whether it's after timeouts, the percentage of opportunities that we've actually had to rebound or we didn't. Why did we not rebound in certain situations versus other? The foul count impacting our aggressiveness.
Right.
Those things matter from a psychological standpoint, especially on the road. What made us not play with our instincts was before we played a lot more, free versus hesitant, right? Those things I want to kind of see so that we can now cut that game and get to our next preparation. So there's a point where you debrief but also prepare, because our next opponent, Ole Miss, is going to use this same game, and we want to be able to look at it from a perspective. As soon as I watch the game, I watch it from the lens of head coach. The second time I'll watch it in that same night, I'll watch it from the lens of Chris Beard and what he would do if he's seen this game, right?
Chris Beard, the head coach at Ole Miss, coming out on Saturday.
Absolutely. So that is what I kind of do.
So we get on the plane, and not even wheels up, Dennis Gates has got his laptop out, already going through the film.
Yeah.
Is that the first time through, I would imagine?
That's the first time through.
So the other thing that I noticed is guys coming by.
Yeah.
Right? Tony Perkins, Jacob Cruz, just some of the things that they were asking questions in terms of what you saw from revolving, or I guess regarding them, excuse me.
Yes. Our guys have a high basketball IQ, and they're well experienced. So they have questions, and they're curious about learning. That's how you know you have a team that continues to grow. These guys ask cerebral questions. I'm like, okay, you got to take it down a notch. Let me figure out what you're really trying to ask. So they ask me certain questions of time, situations, and even suggestions, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And now you can kind of have these dialogues with guys because they initiate the conversations, whereas I'm sitting here watching the film, and I don't mind watching film and getting interrupted. But if any of our kids want to talk about basketball, I'm all for it, especially when it comes down to ways to improve. I think Jacob Cruz got a little frustrated with the lack of foul calls on his shooting and on shots, and I had to kind of talk to him specifically about those things. Frustration tends to lead up to it. You just don't turn around and become frustrated. So we got to figure out how to temper down that first opportunity that you can either be frustrated or not. And we got to figure out how to be not emotionally, intelligent, but how to use our emotional literacy and how we're able to now sift through our feelings, because when we need to really get through it, when it really gets to that crunch time, we're going to need your focus and your resilience. And that's what we kind of build with Tony Perkins. Tony Perkins, the same thing. And Tony has done a great job getting back from injury, but also he's done a great job in his leadership, and I'm proud of both those guys.
From the creators of Beatbox and Peachtree Catering, check out Belly Market Rotisserie. Enjoy one of their massive sandwiches. house smoked meats, a delicious salad, daily specials. Their new dinner program offers seasonal plates, fresh seafood, also new bar offerings. Tell them the Tigers sent you and get a special treat. We continue with head coach Dennis Gates on Tiger Talk. Up next from Harpo's on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Hey friends, Matzo Matt here for Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza. Does it seem like you're camping in the forest of complaints when it comes to your kids and dinner time? Phrases like, what even is that? And,
we're having that again?
Or,
seriously?
Are getting tossed around like a frisbee at the beach. I know you want to break free from the barrage of bemoaning, so toss in a Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza for dinner tonight. That thin crust, delicious sauce, and mountain of mozzarella will have the kids singing your praises at dinner time. Snag a Brew Pub Lots of Matzo Pizza today from the freezer section in your local grocery store.
Black and gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate. The Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store has moved and is now located inside Mizzou Arena. Open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day. Or online at TigerTeamStore.com. It's always black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
Come on. That was me, a proper internet troll, finally having enough, all because of slow, spotty internet. We've all been there. So switch to Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Its ultra-fast fiber and wall-to-wall Wi-Fi coverage have me throwing out likes and hearts like confetti at a parade. I love parades. Who knew?
Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Switch to the bright side at brightspeed.com/today. Limited availability in select areas.
Addison's restaurants are great local spots to visit before or after all Mizzou home games. Addison's has 2 locations to choose from in Southwest and downtown Columbia. Addison's features a full bar with over 20 beers on tap, including local brewers, and of course their famous Nachos Bianco. So, before or after the game, stop by Addison's. View the full menu online for both locations at addisonsgrill.com.
It's game day, Tigers. Score big with fast check-ins, short security lines, and nonstop flights on American Airlines right here in Columbia. Whether you're traveling for the next big game or a quick getaway, Columbia Regional Airport gets you there easier and without the drive. Take the home court advantage to the skies at flycou.com. Columbia Regional Airport. There sooner, home faster.
It's time to get back into routine that focuses on you. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness. Escape reality in the indoor saltwater pool. Detox from the saunas or heat things up with our hot yoga. Wilson's is here to support you, motivate you, and help smash your goals with group fitness classes, personal coaching, and endless amenities. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness in Columbia. Visit them at wilsonsfitness.com.
Tiger Talk continues. Coming up in our next segment, Billy Roundtree, the former Tiger, will join us. Coach Dennis Gates with us here for the next few minutes. Partner with the Tigers and the Food Bank, the official charitable partner of Mizzou Athletics. Visit scoreagainsthunger.org to learn how you can help the Score Against Hunger campaign help feed Missourians. It's all presented by MPICS. You want to go back to Arkansas. What a great atmosphere. The win last Saturday. What a performance for your team.
Our students showed up, and they did a great job of creating an atmosphere. Obviously, we know that is a bordering state. Mm-hmm. And when you have those opportunities to play a game that means so much, not only to your fans, but to your state, and obviously into our SEC conference, it meant a lot. And our crowd really got behind us, and our players responded in the right way.
Antlers were there early. I noticed that not only were there haircuts before the Arkansas game, looks like some of them got some haircuts since the Arkansas game, maybe even things out just a touch. Maybe just a touch.
Well, they were dressed to impress at the Arkansas game, to say the least.
Reminder, chance you can do it again coming up on Saturday. Less than 200 tickets available for the Missouri Ole Miss game. Ole Miss comes in ranked 16th in the country. They play coming up tonight. We'll talk about them now as we look at Chris Beard's team. And before we talk specifically about the Rebs, this begins really What is the SEC? An onslaught of 4 consecutive games against ranked teams.
Well, these next couple games are definitely important. There's no doubt about it, as all of them are. You can see this season alone, 13 of the 16 teams have been ranked in the top 25. Whenever you have that in your conference, that's an outstanding accomplishment. But as it relates to Ole Miss, Chris Beard has his guys playing. And they did a great job identifying players in the portal. They're playing tonight against Texas A&M at home. So it's one of those things where we have a day in recovery ahead of them. Obviously, having them travel tomorrow is going to be important to us, making sure that we're taking care of our business as well. Saturday, we got to get our energy in the building from day one, and taking care of home court is very important in this SEC season.
You hate to lose a game, right? But this early in the season, it's still early in conference play. You had a 4-game winning streak, ranked at the top 20 for the top 25 for the first time this season, right? Yeah. Everybody's feeling kind of good about themselves.
Yeah.
And then you get smacked on the road. It can be something long-term that can be really one of the best things to help a team, can it?
Absolutely, because there's lessons in everything. And I think when you look at our Auburn game at Auburn, we didn't play instinctually how we wanted to, but that game gave us the opportunity and the edge because of how we approached debriefing, how our players were mentally and emotionally, but also how the concentration of getting into the scouting reports took place. So we're hoping that this same loss at Texas is a lesson, and that we're able to now recover and take care of home court against Ole Miss.
Again, limited tickets available. Get yours at mutigers.com. Another special celebration coming up this weekend. Former coach at Missouri, whose name is signed in script on that court, Coach Norm Stewart, has turned 90 years young.
Absolutely.
And we're going to celebrate him coming up this week in the all-time winningest coach in Mizzou history.
Norm has been an unbelievable resource to me, man, and I just appreciate the openness, the honesty, and the support he has given not only myself but this institution, the city. Coach is a dear friend, and I definitely appreciate him. Coach, I appreciate you again. Happy birthday. I know I talk to you. I text you all the time and bug you. Thanks for responding in a timely manner all the time.
I know Virginia and Norm have both told me that you have you were the coach since he left that has gone out of his way to develop a relationship with Coach Stewart. Why was that important? You mentioned it really one of the first words out of your mouth after taking the job.
Well, first, I was recruited by Missouri at that time as well. But you got to understand there's a statue that exists in front of our arena too. And that statue is of Norm. And Norm has done some tremendous things for this institution. The growth of this institution he's responsible for some of that. The logo, as it relates to college basketball, he's responsible for that. He's done a tremendous job. He's a Hall of Famer, obviously one that will always go down in history as an important fixture.
Should be in the Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield. He's not, but he should be, not only for his body of work as the head coach at Missouri and Northern Iowa, but also for what he has done going back to the later stages of his coaching career in developing coaches versus cancer and the important role that has played in our society.
When you look at the footprint of Coaches versus Cancer, Norm Stewart's imprint is all over that. He was a cancer survivor, is a cancer survivor, and he gave college basketball a unique space in raising money for a great cause that has touched so many people. He single-handedly has been a part of the growth of the Big 6, Big 8, Big 12, the conference, as one of the top programs in the nation. And he has done so much for college basketball. It's only right that he goes into the Hall of Fame. It's only right.
Only right. I agree. Great to see you. Bounce back on Saturday.
Thank you, man. Thank all you guys out there. M-I-Z.
Billy Roundtree next from Harpo's on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Dear winter, Toyota can't get enough of you. Because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. And that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/24.
A message about driving safely from University of Missouri head basketball coach Dennis Gates.
Basketball requires everyone to be responsible teammates. Driving requires the same exact thing. Crashes can be avoided by practicing safe driving habits. Please leave all distractions aside. Once you're behind that wheel, that is your number one priority. Buckle up, phone down. Slow down, drive sober.
This message is brought to you by the Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety.
Tiger Talk rolls on from Harpo's in downtown Columbia, stable since 1971. Hey,
I go to Wellsville. Wellsville's between here and St. Louis, small community, and I'm in the gym, and it's before the ceremonies take place, and there's kind of a little scuffle, and I'm like, what the heck's going on out there? And I look up, and several of my neighbors here from where we're at out here in Columbia, they arranged to bring Coach Stewart. And Coach and Virginia walk in, and it just couldn't have been a more incredible day.
We were talking about Coach and the impact that he's had not only at Mizzou, and the other thing people forget is that, there was a point in time, like 13 consecutive seasons, where Missouri football was really, really bad. 13 consecutive losing seasons. Who kept Mizzou athletics on the face of the map nationally? It was Norm Stewart and his basketball program. And that's sometimes something that folks tend to forget. You played for the man.
Yes. Describe
what it was like playing for Coach Norm Stewart.
Which day? Coach was incredible. Coach was an incredible man. Coach made us, if you chose to listen to him, better men. I think that's what I take away from my experience playing for Coach Stewart. Incredible basketball coach who loved to win, very competitive, and he pushed you. Mm-hmm. And I think if you were able to make it through that experience, you really understood what dedication, hard work, winning, losing, all those things that you get out of sports, he brought it out of you. I'm very fortunate that I'm still very, very close with Coach and Virginia and see him fairly often. And couldn't, after several decades now, imagine playing for anyone else. Yeah, and there's so many things about the way that he coached the game that we could go through. Time doesn't allow us
to do it tonight, but one of these times it'd be great to get a bunch of you on and just talk about the specifics, whether it be running the offset or the way they play defense or the way as a guard you threw the alley-oop. It wasn't just you throw it to the basket. There are certain spots on the rim where you have to place the basketball for the guy to catch. Anyway, there's things like that we need to go through at some point. It'd be a fun show. Most proud of which, playing for Coach Stewart, being part of a Big 8 championship team, or watching your daughter play for the Missouri women's team?
I got to tell you, it's not even close. When you are able to play it here at the University of Missouri, and you really do bleed black and gold, and then you have a daughter that gets to experience the exact same thing on Coach Pinchton's teams, and I mean some really good teams. And so my daughter Jordan was able to play during that time frame when Sophie Cunningham and that crew was here, and then one of the most incredible things that a father can do is NCAA tournament, gets fouled with 2 seconds left, University of Iowa, playing Drake, and she goes to free throw line. And her mom puts her hand or head in her lap, won't watch her shoot the free throw. And I scream at my wife, says, "You watch your daughter win this basketball game." Because I knew she was going to hit free throws to win the game. So just incredible experience.
Yeah, and she's now followed Dad's footsteps. Your business career is something that we have to talk about because it's been extensive. You've done extremely well in the insurance industry working with State Farm. Yeah. What is your title as we speak today? I'm
a senior vice president for State Farm. I actually split my time between here and Chicago. My office is actually 200 South Michigan Avenue there in Chicago, so we spend a significant amount of time up there. We've got an apartment there right downtown. My wife and I get a chance to walk around the big city and take care of our business in several states in the north central part of the country. And then when we get tired of the city, we come south to Columbia for a little bit.
Come home to Como, as we like to say. You have also, Billy, it's been important to you because of your love for Missouri to give back to Missouri, particularly to the business school.
Right.
Elaborate on that for us. Why was that important?
Yeah, I mean, it's important. I got to tell you, being a kid that grew up in a very small town, 1,500 people, and to be quite honest with you, not a lot of opportunity in that small rural town, and then come to Columbia, Missouri, and really have an experience here at the University of Missouri that built a foundation for what's been a very blessed life. And so you have to give back. And so I've had a chance to be on a couple of different boards. I was the chair of the Jefferson Club, and then right when it was getting started, very integral part, a board member of the insurance and risk management program at True Last College. So want to stay involved, continue to be involved, continue to give back.
Season ticket holder, you see a lot of the games that Coach Gates' teams play here at Mizzou Arena. What do you like about this team? Incredible team.
Coach, a lot of potential. Coach Gates has done a really good job, and his staff, of putting together these incredible guys. From day one, when they lost to Memphis, I thought, you know what, this team has a chance to do a few things. And even the losses they've been in, with the exception of Auburn, I think they're 15-4 now. I think they have 12 games or so left. And so I figure if this is a tough conference this year.
Yeah.
And so if they win half or a little more of those games, they're 21-22 wins. I think they should be in good shape for a tournament bid. And anything can happen once you get in a tournament.
Thanks for being here tonight. We appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Please welcome Billy Roundtree, ladies and gentlemen. Thank him. When we return, Tiger Talk from Harpo's continues. Mark Mitchell is up next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products, we've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
It's game day, Tigers. Score big with fast check-ins, short security lines, and nonstop flights on American Airlines right here in Columbia. Whether you're traveling for the next big game or a quick getaway, Columbia Regional Airport gets you there easier and without the drive. Take the home court advantage to the skies at flycou.com. Columbia Regional Airport. There sooner, home faster.
Come on. That was me, a proper internet troll, finally having enough, all because of slow, spotty internet. We've all been there. So switch to Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Its ultra-fast fiber and wall-to-wall Wi-Fi coverage have me throwing out likes and hearts like confetti at a parade. I love parades. Who knew?
Brightspeed Fiber Internet. Switch to the bright side at brightspeed.com/today. Limited availability in select areas.
Addison's restaurants are great local spots to visit before or after all Mizzou home games. Addison's has 2 locations to choose from in Southwest and downtown Columbia. Addison's features a full bar with over 20 beers on tap, including local brewers, and of course their famous Nachos Bianco. So, before or after the game, stop by Addison's. View the full menu online for both locations at addisonsgrill.com.
Dear winter, Toyota can't get enough of you. Because Toyota's got 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. And that's more than any other auto brand. From the versatile RAV4 to the svelte Crown, the sleek Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, the rugged Tacoma, the tenacious Tundra, and the spacious Grand Highlander with all-wheel drive to keep you and yours safe. Hey, you bring the action, we'll bring the traction. Always Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/24.
Black and gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate. The Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store has moved and is now located inside Mizzou Arena. Open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day. Or online at TigerTeamStore.com. It's always black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
Hey, remember that you can watch Tiger Talk locally through the family of networks through KMIZ, the Mizzou station here in Columbia, and also in the St. Louis area through the family of networks on KMOV. Additionally, you can watch and listen live on the Tiger Radio Network, Mizzou Athletics Facebook page, also YouTube channels, and all episodes of Tiger Talks are on the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast. Mizzou Athletics would like to thank its premier partners, MU Healthcare and Shelter Insurance. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a junior from Kansas City, Kansas. Newcomer to Missouri, transfer from Duke. Former McDonald's All-American, Mr. Mark Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Great to see you. So, what the heck's this? What is this?
Yeah, my new chips, the spicy queso hoops, man. Shout out Ken Dubinsky and the Haystack Group just for making this happen. It's been in the works for a few months, and I think they've turned out better than I could even imagine with the branding, the taste of the chips. Just everything has turned out amazing.
Ken Dubinsky, by the way, Mizzou graduate, former producer of the Norm Stewart television show back in the day.
Yeah, way before my time.
Way before your time. Yeah, exactly. Way before my – no, I'm kidding. All right, reviews from the audience. What do we think about the Mark Mitchell chips? Now, you got to be a little louder. Let's hear it. Available at Schnucks. So congratulations. What's it feel like to be able to say, I got chips named after me now?
Yeah, man, it's a blessing. Obviously, just with this day and age we're in with the NIL and everything, I think it's a true meaning of NIL, having this, the branding, something I can have for the community. Obviously, me being from close to home, being able to sell them in Kansas City also is something that's big for me. So I think it's just special to have that, just a blessing to even have this opportunity.
I'm curious about, a game like last night, right? It didn't go the way that we wanted it to go. Late night of travel, get home early this morning. You've got class at 8 a.m. You're a lot more resilient at your age than I am, but just physically, how you doing right now?
I'm doing good. Obviously I'm not too old, so I'm doing well. Obviously, late nights, late games. It's just a part of the gauntlet of the schedule, and I think I'm handling well right now.
When you decided to jump into the portal and leave Duke, what were you looking for?
I think it's just a place where I get back to being myself. Somewhere I could just, be in a winning program, be in a winning culture. And, obviously I had a lot of people calling a lot of things, but I think just the connections I grew with the people here and the connections I had with the people who are already here was just a big part of why I ended up at Mizzou.
We're going to talk about the connections you had, like with Scoop and others, but I want to take a little bit of a time to talk about what you said earlier. Allow me to be myself. Elaborate on that. What is it about Dennis Gates' program and culture that allows Mark Mitchell to be himself?
Yeah, I think just the confidence that he has in his players. I think just the way he instills that in us each and every game, not to be timid, but, to be aggressive, not to just play scared or on your heels or anything like that, and just to not be afraid to make mistakes. Obviously I think he's allowed me to do that this year, allowed me to show my versatility, a lot of different things that I can do on the court, and that's something I was looking for in the portal. And everything he's told me when he was recruiting me just came true.
What did you notice from the jump when you joined this program, or even before you joined this program, just about the culture that existed with inside of it?
I think just the culture is real. Obviously, last season didn't go the way they wanted it to, but I think just the culture and everything around it stood true. So I wasn't worried about how last year went or anything like that, because I seen what the foundation was of the program, with Coach Gates, the staff, the players, and how they spoke about the people in the program and just how they carried themselves was something that was about winning. So, and obviously this stood true this year.
That's Mark Mitchell, and I'm Mike Kelly. We're going to take a break. Our final segment of Tiger Talk from Harpo's in downtown Columbia comes your way up next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger checking card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why our agents work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Isn't it time to check Shelter out? Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Addison's restaurants are great local spots to visit before or after all Mizzou home games. Addison's has 2 locations to choose from in Southwest and downtown Columbia. Addison's features a full bar with over 20 beers on tap, including local brewers, and of course their famous Nachos Bianco. So, before or after the game, stop by Addison's. View the full menu online for both locations at addisonsgrill.com.
Hey, Matzo Matt here for Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza. There are very few things in life worth waiting for.
Pizza's done?
Oh, I'm on it. I'm starving. I've been waiting.
I wouldn't do that. It's going to be really...
It's so hot. It's burning my mouth.
A Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza it's the epitome of delayed gratification. So when your Brewpub Pizza is done and the temptation to dive right in due to the deliciousness of every bite overwhelms you, step back, give it time, and know it's worth the wait. Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza is available in your local grocery store.
Tiger Talk continues on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield, also on Matrix Midwest. Mark's appearance also brought to you by Socket Fiber, part of our student-athlete segment here on Tiger Talk. Tiger Talk presented by Shelter Insurance, ranked number 1 in customer satisfaction for auto insurance in the Central region by J.D. Power. 6 of the last 7 years. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Lots to talk about still with Mark Mitchell. Let's go back, though. You grew up in Kansas City. Obviously, there was a guy, a young hooper there by the name of Tamar Bates. When did you guys first become accustomed with one another?
Yeah, the first time I met Tamar, I remember I switched to AAU teams. There's a team called Power Group he was playing on. And I went over there and played with them at UMKC, actually, in the Sweeney gym. Same person you know now, the smooth lefty jumper, probably yelling and screaming at somebody up in their face. Just a lot of energy. So Scoot's been the same way, man, our whole lives. It's a blessing to be able to reconnect with him on this stage. It's been great.
Aiden Shaw's also a guy you've known for a while.
Yeah, I played with Aiden pretty much all through middle school. We was on the same Junior NBA World Championship team, same power group team. We was all in the same program at the time. So, and obviously we were in the same conference in high school, being from that Johnson County area. So, yeah, it's been good.
Hey, you don't get to a point in your life and in a position like this to be able to represent, a state institution, play Division I basketball, and obviously you've had the opportunity to do it now at a couple of high-profile schools, without a number of people in your life influencing things along the way. Who are some of those people that have been instrumental along the way for Mark Mitchell?
Yeah, obviously my family's really important. Obviously I have my dad, my mom, my brother. Just pushing me all the time. I think they're my biggest supporters, also my biggest critics. So I think just a lot of hard loving. Just my whole life, nothing's been easy. They push me to the brink each and every day. Tell me what I can do better, tell me how I can improve. But I think it just made me the person I am now. I can take hard coaching. It's not nothing for me since that's all I've known my whole life.
So what are some of the conversations like with your pops after games?
I don't know if I can say him in here, but yeah, just tell me what I can do better. Obviously,
for instance, what are some of the things he would say, Mark, you got to do this better?
I think just impacting the game. Obviously not everything is scoring, but he can tell when I'm not, impacting the game the way I should be, using my size, skill, my versatility to the best of my ability. And it might not always be my night, but just with the position I'm in, there's no reason I shouldn't be impacting the game every single night. And that's something he always wants to see from me. So,
what do you like about this team? Obviously, you're off to a 15-4 start. You're 4-2 in league play. Obviously, the heart of the league schedule coming up here in the next couple of weeks. But just a thought on where this team is 19 games into the season.
Yeah, I think we're in a great place, man. I think just this tenacity, this ferociousness we play with, having that chip on our shoulder that we've had the whole season is something I think we just hold true to ourselves. We were the underdog for a long time. Obviously, now we're getting a little more recognition. But I think just playing with the spirit that we play with, how hard we play, is something that can't be taught. But obviously, it's something Coach Gates expects from us each and every day. And we try to out-tough teams each and every time we step on the court.
It's a team that's had 8 different leading scorers in games. You've had 11 different players on the roster that have scored at least in double figures. Have you played on a more versatile team, Mark Mitchell?
I can't say I have. I think just the depth we have is something special. I think we're always ready. Whoever's night is going to be, whoever's number is going to get called, we just try to stay ready. I think, like, for example, the way T.O. has been playing recently, he wasn't in the lineup, came in and out of things, but he's been ready. And I think that's what he does in practice, and this the competitiveness Coach Gates creates and the environment that he creates in practice is nothing's given to you. You got to work and earn for each and every day. And I think it shows up in games at times.
Can something like last night, after you'd won 4 consecutive games, you go into the top 25 for the first time this season, you lose on the road, somewhat of a little bit of a reality check. Can that be a good thing moving forward for this team?
Yeah, it can. Obviously, it's a gauntlet, man. It's SEC. There's going to be no easy games. Obviously, last night wasn't our best game. But I think just looking back to the drawing board, seeing what we can do better, seeing where we can improve, and just keep moving forward, not getting too high, getting too low, but just being in the moment, focus on what we can do.
You had your chance earlier this year to experience for the first time ever Mizzou, Kansas, at Mizzou Arena. What was that day like?
It was special, man. That was definitely one of the probably best basketball experiences of my life, top 3 for sure. So just to feel that rivalry was real animosity. Obviously, I played Duke, Carolina, and I think that's right up there with it. Just the amount of animosity in the stadium, how it feels, a little different when you're playing a rivalry school, and just everything about the day, the environment, the students, just the feeling in the air, the court storm. It was definitely special.
When this place is full, like it's been the last few games, what type of an environment for players does that create?
It's top tier. I think when you can feed off the energy of the crowd, it's something special. I think we definitely play to that. We feed off that. The energy is a little different when we're at home. And I think Mizzou Arena, when it's at its peak, at its top, is one of the best places to play in the country. And I've played in a lot of great places, and it's definitely up there with those.
Last time you guys played at home against Arkansas, a couple of your teammates reached a milestone. Tamar Bates, Caleb Grill, each bypassed 1,000 points in their college careers. How special is that as a teammate to see 2 of your guys do that?
Yeah, it's really special. Obviously, you get to see the work that they put in each and every day and the the caliber of player that they are, and it's just special to just be along for the journey with them and just see them reach that milestone.
Do you realize you're closing in on that milestone?
I had someone tell me the other day I was getting pretty close. So.
Yeah, in fact, you're at 955 points.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it could be within the next couple of games, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Let it rip. What are some of the things that interest you from a college study standpoint? What are you pursuing your degree in?
Sociology. I'm a sociology major. Just trying to understand different groups of people, different cultures, have a better understanding of the world and things like that. So it's something that really interests me. I like to really understand people while they do the things they do.
Where did that curiosity come from?
I think I'm just a curious person. I mean, I'm pretty sociable. I like to know people, like to get to know people. I just like to understand different things about the world. So.
When God takes this great game of basketball away from you, what is it that Mark Mitchell would like to do ultimately?
I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure.
You're still young. You got plenty of time.
Yeah, so probably something in sports. I'm not for sure yet, though.
Yeah. Obviously, day off today after traveling last night, start beginning on-court preparation for Ole Miss, a nationally ranked team that comes to town on Saturday. Some tickets available, by the way, mutigers.com to get yours. What can be your message as a veteran on this team to your teammates as you begin preparation coming off of a loss?
Just to see what we have to do better, but also just know that the world's not falling.
Yeah.
We lost one game. We're in the SEC, best conference in the country, but just to get back to work, get back to what we've been doing. It's not nothing that we need to change drastically. Obviously, after each and every game, you need to improve things. So just get back to the drawing board, keep competing, keep doing what we do, and just go out there and play hard.
Give me a thumbnail sketch, if you will, a little bit about your teammates. Who's the guy that Mark Mitchell maybe gets the most laughs from?
Gets the most laughs from, like the funniest guy on the team?
Funniest guy on the team.
I don't know. We got a lot of funny guys. Maybe Ant. Ant's pretty funny. He's young. He got that Florida vibe, Florida swag, type of thing to him. Marcus is funny. He's a Florida guy, too. Yeah. Scoop. I don't know if there's one guy I could pinpoint, but just a lot of different personalities, a lot of different just styles we got.
Yeah. Mark Mitchell, thank you so much for taking time tonight to come out and join us after a long night last night. We are so glad, aren't we, ladies and gentlemen, that Mark Mitchell is a Missouri Tiger. Hope you feel that love each and every time that you put on that uniform, and we look forward to your relationship with Mizzou continuing for many, many years to come.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Give it up for Mark Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen, and make sure you get the chips at Schnucks. That does it for Tiger Talk. I'm Mike Kelly. Thanks for joining us on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Live from Harpo's, the Missouri Bar and Grill, this has been Tiger Talk. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Central Bank Tiger Network.